In today's video, we're going to be talking about a topic that I am asked about all the time: menopause and how it affects our metabolism. Menopause is a natural stage of life for all women, but unfortunately, it comes with side effects that are not necessarily favorable. Low energy, hot flashes, and of course, weight gain. So why does this happen? And what can we do to combat the weight gain that is so common for women during this phase? Weight loss needs to be approached differently for women who are in menopause, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kate. I'm a certified health and nutrition coach. I post videos twice a week here on YouTube talking all things insulin resistance, weight loss, blood sugar management, sleep, and more. So if you're ready to take control of your metabolic health, make sure to click that subscribe button. And you can also find me on TikTok and Instagram, where I share new posts every single day. As I said at the start of this video, menopause is a natural stage of life. It usually occurs between the ages of 40 and 60, and it begins when a woman no longer has a menstrual cycle for a full year. During this time, a woman's body is changing, and these changes are centered around hormones. Side effects of menopause include hot flashes, mood swings, poor sleep, brain fog, and changes to the metabolism resulting in weight gain or difficulty losing weight. And it's this impact on metabolism that we're going to be focusing on today. So we're going to start off by talking about the hormonal changes that occur and how they affect our metabolism. And then I'm going to give you 5 actionable steps you can take to combat weight gain during this phase. So what's actually happening to the body when we go through menopause? Well, the process of menopause beginning actually starts when we're in our 30s. Around this time, estrogen and progesterone start to decline and continue to decline until menopause. Although they will fluctuate up and down from day to day, if we zoom out, we see them steadily declining. And low estrogen levels are the reason that women experience weight gain during menopause. Estrogen plays an important role when it comes to hunger signaling. Leptin is the hormone that signals your body you are full, and low levels of estrogen can cause us to become leptin resistant. So this can make it more difficult to tell when you're truly full. And of course, if you can't tell when you're full, you are more likely to overeat. But this isn't the only disturbance that low estrogen causes. You guys know I talk a lot about insulin resistance on my channel, and it also comes into play during menopause. Estrogen plays a key role in insulin regulation in the body. So when it's low, this can cause us to become insulin resistant. And if you're already a little bit insulin resistant going into menopause, it compounds. And this can explain why the weight gain that women experience when they go into menopause can be so sudden. Insulin is literally known as the fat storage hormone because when insulin is high, our bodies are storing fat. And when our cells are resisting insulin, our levels tend to rise. Think of it like this. Because insulin is responsible for taking the excess glucose, which is energy, from our bloodstream to our cells, when our body sees that insulin is high, it assumes we have energy available. So it turns off mechanisms of burning stored body fat. And the last component to why we gain weight is because there's a decline in muscle mass. Muscle uses energy. So when we have less muscle mass, our metabolic rate declines. So what can we do to combat weight gain during menopause? I have 5 really easy steps I'm going to share with you. Number 1 is to understand your metabolism. Understanding how certain foods impact our metabolism is the foundation for all the other steps we're going to talk about today. Because no, it isn't as simple as eating less and moving more. I get so frustrated when people say that's all it takes to lose weight, because it doesn't take into consideration hormones and the impact that they have on our metabolism. And this connection becomes painfully obvious when women go through menopause, because different foods impact our hormones differently. Foods high in carbohydrates, and especially refined ones, require a lot of the hormone insulin in order to process. And as we already discussed, low levels of estrogen make it harder for the body to regulate insulin. And eating protein-rich food is another example. A lot of people, and women especially, are under-consuming protein, And it is especially important during menopause because we need it to maintain lean muscle mass. Now, if all this sounds a bit overwhelming to you, bear with me. There are tools that make it really simple to understand how the foods you're eating are impacting your metabolism. And the Lumen Metabolism Tracker is a tool that I highly recommend. Lumen measures the CO2 in your breath and tells you in real time if you are burning mainly carbs or mainly fat for energy. Ideally, we should be able to switch between the two fuel sources relatively easy. But as we have touched a little bit on already, burning fat during menopause becomes more difficult. Lumen helps you to increase your metabolic flexibility, which will not only help you to keep your metabolism healthy and lose weight, but it will also help you to improve some of the other side effects of menopause as well, including mood swings and fatigue. And as the Lumen app gets to know you, it will create a personalized plan for you, including meal recommendations and recipes to set you up for success. So click the link down below if you want to check them out. Tip number 2 is to eat enough protein. You guys who have been watching me for a while will know just how important I think protein is, and it's especially important during menopause. As we've already discussed, we tend to lose muscle mass as we age. And eating enough high-quality protein is vital for ensuring we maintain what we have and even build more. But the second reason that protein is so important is because of the role it plays in satiety. Protein kills cravings, and this is important because, as we already discussed, menopausal women can have increased appetites. I always recommend aiming for at least 30 grams of protein at every meal, ideally animal-based protein such as beef, chicken, or eggs, because these are the complete protein sources we need in order to build muscle, and they are also more bioavailable. Number 3 is to focus on sleep. Now, I know that a lot of women do have trouble sleeping or getting good quality sleep when they're going through menopause, but if you implement the other tips that I'm going to talk about in this video, it should become easier. Because getting a poor night's sleep negatively impacts the hormones that we've talked about in this video, making weight loss even more difficult. Insulin increases and blood sugar levels are higher, ghrelin increases, making us hungrier, and leptin decreases, making it more difficult to tell when we're full. I have a bunch of videos talking about how to improve your sleep quality if you want to know more about that, so I'm going to link one above and you can check that out afterwards. Number 4 is to be smart about your carbs. We already talked about how carbohydrates are the macronutrient that requires the most insulin to process, and this is not ideal during menopause. Some women choose to reduce their carbs under 100 grams per day or even under 50 grams per day, and they find that this helps them to maintain and lose weight during this phase. But even just being smart about carbs can make a huge difference. What I mean by this is, one example, when you eat carbohydrates in isolation, the blood sugar and insulin response is much higher than when you pair them with protein and fat. So try to avoid eating a banana alone, for example. Instead, pair it with some nut butter. And finally, number 5 is to build muscle. So skip the chronic cardio because it can actually be counterproductive to insulin resistance and weight loss, especially during this phase, and lift some weights instead. Even body weight exercises can help you to maintain and build muscle. And if you do want to build muscle, you need to make sure you are eating enough protein. So make sure you don't skip tip number 1. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below if you are currently going through menopause and if weight loss or weight gain is something you're struggling with. And before you go, make sure to check out Lumen. The link will be in the description box down below. And the first 100 people to shop through the link and use code KATE50 are going to save $50 off their order. If you did enjoy this video, you might also enjoy my video on unexpected things that impact your metabolism, which you can check out here. If you want to catch up on my most recent upload, you can find it here. And if you want to check out my coaching programs, including my Insulin Resistance Masterclass, you can find that here. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.